Hey guys, Fish767 here. Today I'm going to do another commander budget deck tech. So today we're going to be looking at Sidar Konodo of Jamuraa. She's a 4-drop legendary creature, human knight, flanking. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, the blocking creature gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. Creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less, and it has partners, so you can have 2 commanders if both have partner. I decided to not use the second commander, mainly because I don't have another one with partner, but there are some that you could use, and if you do want to use one, there is a red and white one I suggest using, because if you add in red, you can access some nice goblin tribal and assemble the legion. So, if you want to go that route, you can. On into the deck. We got Archetype of Endurance, 8-drop enchantment creature board. Creatures you control have hexproof. Creatures your opponents control lose hexproof, can't have or gain hexproof. It's a 6/5. We have Abundance. If you draw a card, you may choose land or non-land. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put the card into your hand and put all other cards revealed this way on the bottom of your library in any order. You've got Color the Culprit, a 4-drop instant destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Cultivate, go search your deck for 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put one onto the battlefield, tap the other into your hand, then shuffle. Utopia Mycon. It's a 1-drop green fungus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on it, remove 3, put a 1 green Saproling into play, sack a Saproling, add 1 mana Vacol to your mana pool. Palaka Worm. It's a 7-drop trample. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 7. When it dies, draw a card. The reason why that's in here is because we need the life gain, and it's got trample. So, yeah, I know that there's better things that we could do, but this is budget, so I'm sticking to a budget. Haunted of Life's Web, 5-drop at the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token on the battlefield. For each shrine you control, there is one in the decks. We will be making a 1/1 every turn. Make a Stand, 3-drop instant. Creatures you control gain +1/+0 and gain indestructible until the end of turn. That's very useful. I wish I had it in the first game I've played with this deck, because the only reason I lost is my opponent played a card that said destroy all non-land permanents with converted mana cost 7 or less, and everything on my field had converted mana cost 7 or less, so he board wiped, and then he was able to restabilize much faster than I was. If this card had been on the field, I would have had about 55 6/6s and would have killed him. Anyway, Wild Wanderer, 4-drop. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. It's a 3/2. Brave the Sands, 2-drop. Creatures you control have vigilance. Each creature you control can block an additional creature. Seal of Cleansing, 2-drop enchantment. Sack it, destroy target creature destroy target artifact or enchantment. Harrow, 3-drop instant. As additional cost to cast this spell, sack a land. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Skyshroud Claim, 4-drop. Search your library for 2 forest cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Beastmaster Ascension. It's a 3-drop enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension. As long as it has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. Beast Whisper. This might be the most expensive card in the deck. It's a 4-drop. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. If you can't afford it, you can take it out and go ahead and put in a Johnny's Welcome. That would be a useful card to have. I know it's not a creature, but you still want to gain the life, so it might be useful. We got Verdant Forest, 8-drop at the beginning of your upkeep. You make a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. Okay. Fairground Trumpeters, 3-drop at the beginning of each instep of a +1/+1 counter is placed on a permanent under control this turn. You put a +1/+1 counter on Fairground Trumpeter. Feral Hydra, X and green, enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 3, put a +1/+1 counter on Feral Hydra. Any player may activate this ability. It's a 0/0. Zendikar Royal, 5-drop. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you put a 2/2 green elemental creature token on the battlefield. Scoop Mob, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 5 or more lands, you put 4 +1/+1 counters on Scoop Mob. He is the biggest creature in the deck. Or he will be. Even though it's a 1-drop 1/1. He will be the biggest thing in the entire deck. Angel of the Dawn, 5-drop flying. When Angel of the Dawn enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until the end of the turn. Hero Master's Cage, 4-drop enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Might of the Masses, 1-drop target creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each creature you control. Midnight Guard. 3-drop whenever another creature enters the battlefield, untap Midnight Guard. I'm going to set this card aside because it is part of a combo. Death's Presence. Whenever a creature you control dies, you put X+1/+1 counters on the target creature you control, where X is the power of the creature that died. So it does combo. We run Greater Good, and it combos with that because it basically lets us sack a Greater Good. So sack a creature, draw cards equal to its power, then discard 3. Death's Presence. You put counters equal to its power onto another creature. So if you get a bunch of 1/1s, and then you get a big thing to die, you put +1/+1 counters on the 1/1s, and then you can draw a ton of cards and get your deck drawn out very quickly to find the combo with Midnight Guard, which is what wins us the game. Grow from the Ashes. 3-drop kicker 2. Search your library for basic land card put on the battlefield. If it was kicked, you search for 2 instead, and then you shuffle afterwards. Essence of the Wild. 6-drop creatures you control enter the battlefield as a copy of Essence of the Wild. Because we make a bunch of 1/1s, now they become 6/6s, and so they're big. And if they die, we get to move their power onto other things with the 1 card. So, very good. Sarah's Blessing. 2-drop creatures you control have Vigilance. Wild Onslaught. 4-drop kicker 4. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. If it was kicked, put 2 on those creatures instead. Angelic Gift. 2-drop enchant creature. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchant creature is flying. Sandworm Convergence. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control at the beginning of your end step. Create a 5/5 green worm creature token. So another way to make tokens, and we don't have a lot of things to stop flyers, so this is one of the very few things in our deck that can stop flyers. Sifter Worm, 7-drop trample. When it enters the battlefield, scar 3. Then reveal the top card of your library. You gain life equal to that card's converted mana cost. Phantom Nantucket, 3-drop trample, enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. If damage will be dealt to Phantom Nantucket, prevent that damage, remove +1/+1 counter from it, tap it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Because we can put +1/+1 counters on things a ton, Phantom Nantucket is a sweet thing to swing in with because it's really hard to kill, because you prevent the damage and just remove +1/+1 counters from it. And then on top of that, if we give it Vigilance, we can just tap it at the end of our opponent's last turn, or our last opponent's turn, to put a +1/+1 counter back onto it, and it's got trample, so really hard to kill. And then we got Forced Adaptation, 1-drop enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. Presence of Gond, 3-drop enchant creature. Enchanted creatures tap, create a 1 green elf creature token. So this is the little combo I was talking about with Midnight Guard. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, untap Midnight Guard. So you get Midnight Guard on the battlefield, turn later, Presence of Gond it, you make infinite 1/1 green elves, and if you have the one thing on the field, the Essence of the Wild, they become 6/6s. And so that's pretty hard to defeat, and if they do, and one of our creatures has indestructible or is not destroyed this way, then we can put all the +1/+1 counters onto that thing if we got the 1 card on the field. And I know that that's a lot of ifs, but we have a couple combos in here for specific reasons, and they're very hard to get out of our deck. And this is one of my more easygoing decks, but you gotta have some small ways to win, at least. Reclaim, return target card from your grave, or put target card from your graveyard on the top of your library. Rampant Growth, 2-drop, search your library for basic land card put on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Sandblast, 3-drop instant, deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. From Beyond is a 4-drop enchantment, Devoid. At the beginning of your upkeep, you make a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion that has sacked this creature. Add colorless to your mana pool, you pay 2, sack it. Search your library for an Eldrazi card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Journey of Discovery, it's a 3-drop with Entwine for 3, so basically you pay an additional 3, and then you get to choose both effects instead of just one. It says, choose one. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle, or you may play up to 2 additional land cards this turn. So far, I've been able to do Entwine every single time, so it's been good. Take Vigilance, 2-drop, destroy target tapped creature. Verdant, Sun's Avatar, 7-drop. When it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Line of War Elves, 1-drop, summon elves, tap, add colorless, or add green to your mana pool, play this ability as a mana source. I'm really tired, guys. I don't know why I said colorless, but it is green. We got Gatomancer, it's an 8-drop 1/1. Why am I running an 8-drop 1/1? Because you pay 1 target creature control becomes a 7/7 until the end of turn. This is the only card in the deck that synergizes with our commander. So, creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less. Commander included, 1/1s included, Gatomancer included. We got a ton of extra mana, we pay a bunch of mana, we make them 7/7s. After our opponents declare no blocks, they die. That's how we do that. That's how things work. It's the only card in the entire deck that synergizes with our commander. Moving on. Primal Cocoon. A 1-drop enchant creature at the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks your box, sack Primal Cocoon. Dazzling Reflection, 2-drop, you gain life equal to target creature's power. The next time that creature would deal damage, this turn prevent that damage. Tangible Virtue, 2-drop creature tokens you control have +1/+1 in Vigilance. As you can see, we do a lot of things with Vigilance in this deck. There's actually 5 enchantments that give everything Vigilance, I think. So we run it there because Vigilance is very important for our deck, and if we can give everything Vigilance, then we can attack with them. If something dies, put +1/+1 counters on something else. Block, if stuff dies, +1/+1 counters on something else. You get the idea. Everything just gets moved around. Brawn, 4-drop Trample. If it is in your graveyard, as long as you control forest creatures you control have Trample, shouldn't be a problem. Just getting it into the graveyard might be the hardest part. Ixalan's Binding, 4-drop enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-permanent opponent controls until Ixalan's Binding leaves the battlefield. Your opponent can't cast spells with the same name as the exile card. I know that we're playing Commander, and that only hits basically Rat Colony and Relentless Rats. But my thought process is you exile their commander, they can't cast their commander. I don't know if that's how that works. I haven't looked up ruling yet, but so far that's how I'm thinking. And besides, it's a removal spell. It's good enough. Plus, it also stops other opponents from casting the spell with the same name. So if you get rid of Vorinclex, nobody can cast Vorinclex. That's pretty good. We don't run Vorinclex because it's a $6 card, and this is budget. So moving on. Oran Reef Hydra, 6-drop Trample Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. If that land was the forest, you put 2 on it instead. Greater Good, 4-drop enchantment, sack a creature, draw cards equal to its power, then discard 3. Angelic Chorus, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to its toughness. Bow of Nelia, attacking creature's control of Death Touch, pay 2, tap it, choose 1, put +1/+1 counter on target creature, or it deals 2 damage to target creature with flying, or you gain 3 life, or put up to 4 target cards from your graveyard on the bottom of your library in any order. I honestly forgot that was in there. But it's good with Trample because if things have Death Touch, they deal 1 damage to the creature and then the rest of it to the player. Really nice with Trample. So yeah, there's a couple ways to goof off with that. Uses Pilgrimage, 3-drop, search your library for 2 forest cards, reveal those, put 1 on the battlefield, tap the rest into your hand, then shuffle Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more sorcery cards in your graveyard, you search for 3 instead. Always Watching, 3-drop, non-token creatures control of +1/+1 in Vigilance. Hornet Nest, 3-drop Defender, whenever it is dealt damage, put that many 1/1 green inside creature tokens with flying Death Touch onto the battlefield. If you could put a bunch of +1/+1 counters on this thing and then just start blocking stuff, it gets really funny, because then we make a bunch of 1/1s. Whiptongue Hydra, 6-drop Reach. When it enters the battlefield, destroy all creatures with flying. Put a +1/+1 counter on Whiptongue Hydra for each creature destroyed this way. Sky Whaler Shot, destroy target creature with power 3 or greater, Sky 1, 3-drop instant. And then Seek the Horizon, 4-drop. Search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. And then we run 20 forests and 20 planes. And yeah, this is 100 cards. It's just their new sleeves, so all the air hasn't come out of them yet. I know it looks like it's more than 100, but if I counted them 3 times, it's 100. Plus, I would have had, if it was more than 100, I wouldn't have had enough sleeves to sleeve it. This is 99. That's the 100th card. Okay, so I'm just going to let you know, 99, 100th card. That's how you're supposed to do Commander. Anyway, so the reason why I have this Commander currently is because it's the only Selesnya legendary creature I have. I do suggest replacing it. There is a creature, it's 2 green, 2 white. It's a 2/5 as well, and it says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain life equal to its toughness. And yeah, that seems a little bit redundant. We have 2 cards in the deck that already do that, but guess what? We want to gain a bunch of life. We make a bunch of 1/1s. They can be 6/6s. We need that card as our commander, and it's a lot better than this card, because like I said, there's only 1 card that synergizes with this card in the entire deck. And there's actually cards that shut down this commander's entire ability. Like, one time I had Essence of the Wild on the field, cast this guy, well, guess what? It's just Essence of the Wild again. So it didn't make any difference of me having it or not. And then the commander also has, you pay to tap it, you populate. So that means that you make a token, that's a copy of another token that you already have on the field, which can be a copy of Essence of the Wild if you're lucky. So I really suggest using that card instead. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but it's much better than this commander. And I don't think it's that expensive. I'm pretty sure it's like under $1, so I do suggest replacing it. And this guy is $1, this commander. So, but that's my Selesnya commander deck tech. If you guys liked it, let me know in the comments. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Let me know what you'd rather see in the comments as well. Put everything in the comments. I don't care. Just start commenting random stuff. I don't really care at this point. Just no vulgar language, please. And if you watched this long into the video, kudos to you. And so, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Helps out the channel a ton, and I appreciate it every bit. I'm trying to do more Commander deck techs. Unfortunately, I can't release one every day, because in order to do that, I'd have to build a new Commander deck every day. And as you can see, that's just not possible. So I'm going to end up mixing Magic in with my other deck, not my other deck techs, but with my gaming stuff. And so you're going to see more of Magic, most definitely, but it sort of depends on what my mood is, how I feel, and, everything else. And if I'm, really sick, I can't do this, because this requires, it takes an hour of my day, and, everything's really tough. So, but thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.